Hello everyone. So today we'll be talking about event loop in JavaScript. So basically what event loop does is look out for the call stack and the callback queue. So as we all know that JavaScript is a single threaded language, meaning JavaScript can only do one single thing at a time. Let's say we are on this line, so we will be executing this, not any other thing. So it is single threaded and it can do only one thing at a time. So but we sometimes do see that we get to do some API call behind the scene, and then when we get the data, it is shown on the web page. So how do we do it? We take the help of web APIs. So basically browser has some web APIs built in for JavaScript, which we do access, like let's say the DOM, the document object model, the thing we use, document.getElementById. by id. These are not in JavaScript, these are in browser basically. That's why you might see that when we use it in Node.js, there is no DOM or there is no document.getElementById. by id. There are things like set timeout and console log. These are all basically browser API or web API. So let's say we run this function. What do we have here? So this $.on, this is just a syntax of jQuery. So it is saying document.getElement.id or something, .on button on click. So basically we are doing attaching an event listener. Basically on this button we are using an event listener of click, and then we are running a callback function of on click, and then we are doing a set timeout, then the function, and then log. So log and set time, these are all web APIs as I've just mentioned. So let's see what happens when we run this code. So this is at the top, but this will not be showing anything here. At first the console log hi will be put into the call stack, and then this set timeout will be handed to the web API, and then this console log of welcome to loop will be run. Let's see it. Save and run, and as you can see it is handed to the web API, and the set timeout is now onto the web API. So web API will just take the set timeout, and then when the call stack is empty, and also when the 5-second timer is done, so here is the 5-second delay. So set timeout is a function which we use to execute a function after some time. So set timeout is a function itself, and it takes two parameters. First one is the function. So here is our function timeout, and then it takes another argument of the delay of 5 seconds, as we can see here. Let's open the log and see what is there. So let's clear this out and save and run. As you can see, console log hi. So when console log hi is put there, it is executed instantly, and we say hi, we see hi, and then we see welcome to loop from line 15, and then we see click the button, which is from the set timeout, this one. And then when we click save and run, let's clear this out actually. Okay, so when we click, let's say we do click, okay. Here we have some error. Let's run this one once again. So I will be linking this video as well. So this loop is from one of the JS config EU dev conference, basically, where Philip Roberts, the guy who created this as well, he did talk about event loop as well. So he explained it way better than me, of course. So I will be linking this in the description as well. You should check that out as well. But let's go back to where we were. So everything is cleared. As you can see, nothing is here. Console log hi is executed, and we see hi now. Then welcome to loop is executed, and we see welcome to loop. After the timeout function is executed, and we get click the button. Now when we do on click, we do another timeout here, and when the timer is done, we see you click the button. So basically, if we have a closer look here, we have a button, event, and then we have a set timeout once again. So what happens when we have a set timeout? It is handed to the web API, and then after the timer is done, it will be pushed to the callback queue, and then the event loop will be checking if the call stack is empty. If it is empty, it will take that from the callback queue and put it in the call stack, and only then it will be executed. So basically, JavaScript doesn't wait for anyone. So when we have this set timeout, it just hands it over to the web API and then continues with his code once again. Let's see a rerun. As you can see, console log hi, and then set timeout, it is handed to the web API, and then just logs welcome to loop, and then be done with it, and then the web API pushes it to the callback queue, and then after the call stack is empty, the event loop, this one is the event loop, which keeps on checking if the call stack is empty. So when the call stack is empty, it puts it onto the call stack. Let's see. As you can see, we have a callback. So basically, we have an event listener and we have a callback function, which is a set timeout. So it is pushed onto the web API once again. Let's see. Let's close the console for now to have a better look, and also use some space. And as you can see, it is pushed onto the web API, and after the timeout is done, it is pushed to the callback queue, and then the function is executed. So basically, any asynchronous operation is handled by web API and the callback queue, not the JavaScript call stack. So JavaScript call stack will just keep on going with the code as it is. Like firstly, we would see console log hi, and then set timeout is put here, and the welcome to loop is just executed, and then after the timeout, it is pushed to the callback queue, and then we see click the button. Let's go ahead and see the console. And now when we click, however many times we click, it is pushed onto the call stack here after the call stack is empty from the callback queue. As you can see, the timer is queued here. As you can see, this timer, this function will not be executed until all other on click events are done. So as you can see, all the on click events are put into the web API into the callback queue. So this is a queue which will be waiting for us of the previous functions to be done. As you can see here, this is the last on click function, and now we should see the results into the console. As you can see, you click the button, now it will be done again. You click the button 2, you click the button 3. So now it will be fetched from the callback queue and put into the call stack. Only after these functions are in call stack, we will see some results like console log. Before that, it will just be waiting. As you can see, I have clicked many times, and many times it were in web API. The timer went on. Let's click one more time. As you can see, this on click function is queued here. After this timer function is done, only then we should see the on click function. So as you can see, last timer is done now, and now the on click function is done, and it sees a set timeout. It hands it to the web API, and then when the call stack is empty, event loop fetches this from callback queue to and pushes it onto the call stack. Okay, so the main purpose of event loop is just to check whether the call stack is empty, and if it is empty, then by we I mean the event loop will check the callback queue, and then if there is a function to be executed, it will then push it onto the call stack. But when there is something going on in the call stack, it will not push anything. Okay, so I hope you guys understood what's going on. So basically JavaScript doesn't wait for anything. So whenever there is a set timeout or an API call or anything, it is just handed to the web APIs here, and then when that is done, or this is the set timeout or waiting time is done, it pushes it to the callback queue, and then the event loop checks if the call stack is empty. If it is empty, then it takes that function from callback queue to call stack, and then it executes. The call stack will just keep executing whatever you throw at it. It will not wait for anything, but the web API and callback queue will be waiting. So let's go ahead and understand this one more time. Let's go click me on click. As you can see, the function is executed and it is a set timeout. So timer is there, and callback queue and call stack. You should have you should explore it by yourself. You can write out some codes here as well. So let's say I reduce the delay here to 1 second, not 5 seconds, and let's see. As you can see, console log hi, 1 second is done instantly. It is now waiting for the call stack to be empty, and as you can see, only after, let's make it 0 actually, not even 1 second. So it is now 0, but what happens is when the call stack is not empty, let's add some more console logs here. No, not that. So we have 3 functions of console log here, and we have a 0-second wait time here. So what will happen now, let's close the console here to have a better look. So basically it has a 0-second delay, right? So it should resolve it instantly, but it will not do that. It is a quite common JavaScript interview question as well, because they want to see if you know the callback queue, the web APIs, and the event loop in general. So even if there's a delay of 0 or 0 milliseconds, it should resolve instantly, but it will not. So let's see what happens. So what will happen, the hi will be printed, and then this will be executed, and it will be given to the web API. Web API will see, okay, there's a 0-second delay, so I don't need to wait, so I'll just give it to the callback queue, and callback queue will be waiting for the call stack to be empty. It cannot go there unless the call stack is empty. Let's see. As you can see, hi, and then there's a 0-second timeout. It is now done. As you can see, it is still waiting because call stack is not empty. As soon as it is empty, then it is pushed onto the call stack. Let's see one more time. As you can see, timeout is done instantly. It is put to the callback queue, and it is waiting for the other things to be ended right here. So when it is finally empty, there is nothing to run here. Console log hello will be the last one. As you can see, hello is done, and then the timeout function is there, and then click the button is logged. I hope you guys really understood what's going on. If you didn't, you can let me know in the comments down below, and you should totally play around with this loop tool. This really helps a lot to understand call stack and event loop better, I would say. And you should totally check out the Philip Robert JS config EU video as well. I will link all of those in the description down below. And this jQuery syntax, don't worry about it, it's just the same thing as add event listener. So basically, as we've seen previously, it would take a click, and then there's a callback function, and now we know how set timeout works. So set timeout is just using web API and the callback queue. As you can see, timeout is done, it is waiting, and now hello is done, and now it is put here, right? And now there's a delay. Okay, great. So I really hope you guys understood what I'm saying. So basically set timeout is pushed onto the web API, and then after the time is done, it is pushed to the callback, and then it is pushed to the call stack when the call stack is empty from here, from the main execution of ours. Okay, so thank you very much. I really hope you guys understood this, and if you didn't, let me know down below in the comments, and I will be linking this tool and the video of Philip Robert as well. That was a great lecture. I have learned a lot from that. So yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.